Hi, I'm Maggie,
Hi, I'm Grace, and this is.
a very bookish podcast.
Hey guys, welcome back to a Very Bookish Podcast. This is episode 19, and we have a very, very, very special guest, our friend Eamon. Hey, Eamon.
Yes.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here.
Yes, we are so excited to have you. If y'all don't know, this is Eamon from Eamon's Books on TikTok. I am so excited to have you on. You were just featured in a New York Times article, which I gotta say, you've hit the jackpot. You've hit ultimate on a New York Times in the paper. I literally texted my coworkers from Barnes and Noble, was like, "Do y'all have the Sunday paper? Like, I need to know. I need to get this paper." And they're like, "We're all sold out."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Dang it."
Yeah, I've been calling like my Barnes and Noble, like, do you guys sell New York Times? And they don't. And like I want a physical copy. I might have to print it out at this point. Um, like at this point I'm going to every grocery store trying to find a copy or like ask my dad like before he comes home from work to like find a copy from like March 20th because like who knows if they still have some.
Yeah.
But at this point I'll probably just print it out and like frame it.
I mean, might as well. I think I saw somebody framed it. Who was it?
Pauline.
Yeah, Pauline framed it, and I saw
Yeah.
that. I was like, "That's really good. That's really
That
cute.
is
I love
cool.
that."
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was really excited when you agreed because like we met through our mutual friend Melissa.
Yes.
Shout out to Melissa. It was funny because like I
Melissa.
literally followed you, and then like a week later, Melissa was like, "Hey, do you want to do like a FaceTime Zoom call with Eamon?" And I was like, "Wait,
Sure.
Eamon from Eamon's Books?" And she was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "What?" She was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I just looked at her thing and I just followed her." And I was like, "No way, no way." And then
Stop.
you got on and I was like, "Oh, so my
Aw.
friends are big." That's one of my flexes, that like my mutuals have high like following, so I'm like, at least I know I'm funny because
You
people
are
would
funny. I love your content.
Oh my
I
gosh.
literally look
Oh
forward
my
to like
gosh.
whenever you post.
Oh, thank you.
You too,
Um,
Grace.
Okay.
I mean, I post a lot of smut content right now, and it's
That's
getting
what I
really
love.
popular. My
Yeah.
smut content is off the charts right now. I am very proud of it, and the amount of books I have read in the last 2 weeks is scary. It's scary. It's
But like no
scaring.
regrets.
No regrets. None at
It's
all.
honestly healthy for you to do like a smut like binge every now and then. Everybody does it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Feel it.
Yeah,
Don't be
no.
ashamed.
Yeah, but so kind of to kick it off, like what got you started into reading? Because obviously we asked that to every person. What was your like what first got you started into reading now versus like when you were a child?
Yeah, so I feel like with a lot of like book creators, they've always been into reading, like ever since they could walk, they could read. For me, it was not the case. Like I was born in America, but I was raised on two different languages at home, and I learned most of my English through TV and like school. So like I was like on paper illiterate, and I like took second classes to learn English and reading. So in elementary school, for the most part, I did not like reading because I couldn't read and my reading level was beyond low. It was like um three levels below the level that was I was the grade that I was in. So like reading was just like it felt like a chore than like a pleasure. And then in middle school is when I would say I could actually like read a physical chapter book with like a good YA book. And that's when I pretty much got into YA. And like when I was in middle school, a lot of like the books to movie adaptations came out. Divergent, Hunger Games. It was kind of like the end era of Twilight and like the beginning of this like dystopian world. So reading was kind of like a cool thing, especially for like the book to movie adaptation. So I was reading a lot of those books. And my friend, she had always been into reading, and she was reading The Infernal Devices at that time, and she was in the school's book club. And she asked me like, hey, if you just like want to join, we just talk about books. And I'm like, I barely even read books. But she's like, no, just come anyway. And that's like what um sparked my love for reading, and like branched out like from the same books that I've been reading, like the popular books or something, to all these different YA books and hearing everybody else's recommendations and their stories and their love for reading. It was like a sanctuary, because like I don't know if about you guys, but middle school was hell and I hated it. But book club was like peace. And every time I went to it, we all had snacks and everything, and it sparked my love for reading. And then after that, like I just couldn't stop. In high school particularly, I I should have taken more time, taken the advantage to read all the books that I had around me, but I was mainly focused on all the required reading for school and classes and everything. But like I think for a lot of us, like ever since lockdown, we've gotten back to our love for reading, and we've been binge reading and buying and spending thousands of dollars because of quarantine. And that's also like what began my like book talk journey. Like I was exposed to the book community since the start of like lockdown, like this time around last year literally. And August of last year was when I started making videos. Like not to be like super controversial, but the same exact week that that girl Avery Books was called out was the same exact week that I started making videos. I'm like, it's my turn to shine. So and I started making videos, and I never planned to say anything. I just like, what? When I buy books, I'm just gonna make a book haul or something. Like I'm not gonna say anything. I have nothing fresh to say anyway. Um, and then I duetted this guy who said, this like quote unquote regular book talker who like dances and stuff. He said, like reading is for weirdos. And I duetted it saying like reading is not weirdos, like it's TV in your fucking head, like blah 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 blah. And that's like the first quote unquote viral video that I had. And then I started getting a following after that. And that's like why I'm here today. I think I don't know. Like, yeah, that's like I'm like, what? Since this blew up, I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna say stuff now. Yeah.
It's funny because I remember that video.
Yeah.
You remember it.
I was like, I was just like a follower for a lot of like the book creators at the time. And I remember like, like following you. And I remember you followed me back through a live, and I was like so starstruck. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm just like, whoa.
I remember that. It was like one of my live streams. It was like the first live stream where it was you, Rose, and Hadil.
I remember that. Yeah.
You. And it was like so fun because like one of the first lives I had done in a while. And we were talking, and then like it got serious because one of you guys, I don't remember which one of you guys, but when you guys asked me like, how do you build up your content, how do you like get it going, and I'm just like, just post stuff that you care about, that you're fun, that you feel like
it's completely
good.
true.
That's it. And then like I followed all three of you guys, and I was just like, oh, you guys are my little crew. I love you guys because it made my life fun. And then like then I found one of your other videos of like, oh, do you guys actually cry when you're reading books or whatever? Or I forgot what it was. It was one of those videos like, do you cry over a death of a fictional character? And you were like, yes.
I remember you reposted that on your story. Yeah, I remember that.
That one was hilarious to me. And then I saw your following, and I was just like, this girl followed me on my live stream. And I was just like, oh my gosh, look at this.
Oh my gosh, that is so insane to me. Like it, like I don't even. I'm like lost for words. Like, wow, it's like we've built such like a great friendship like through this community. It's so cool.
Oh yeah,
it's just from like watching somebody's videos to joining their live stream. It's so cool.
It's so awesome.
It really is.
Yeah. I feel like I feel like in the book community there are kind of like there's not like cliques, but there's definitely like friend groups, and you can tell. And I have like 5 friends in real life. Let's be honest. I have like 5 friends.
I literally have one friend, and she doesn't read, and she's like my best friend. But like the rest of my friends, they're all online.
No. The like amount of like people I actually know now because of TikTok and like book talk, and like my roommate is counting how many friends I have on her hand. My roommate's my best friend. That's my like only person I talk to like on a daily basis besides Grace. She's gonna start crying. But no, I feel like what I was gonna say is shit posting. I feel like if you start just shit posting a lot on TikTok, everything blows up because it's always like the ones I put the least amount of effort into blow up.
Yeah.
Like my books that made me blush, and it had like the emoji, and it got like it skyrocketed, and I literally was like, I
Yeah.
literally took 2 minutes to film this and then posted it immediately. Like, why?
Exactly. It's so insane. And like a lot of the times in these videos, I don't even look that great. Um, okay, sorry. This thing just came up on my okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, I was saying, I don't even look that great, and I made this video like on a whim. Like, it's cute, it's relatable, it's kind of funny. Post, say
Yeah.
100,000 likes.
Yeah, it's insane. Cause like
Yeah.
that one video that I have of like me crying over like Sam, it's
I
like
remember that.
like I kept like I was just like, okay, nobody's gonna really see this, so it's fine that I post this my running makeup. It's fine, nobody cares, and it's like almost one of my like most viewed videos, and like
Mhm.
so many comments, and I was just like, dang it, like that's
Yeah, Sam, that's a heartbreak. Ooh, I remember those tears.
yeah,
Oh,
that was it. That was it. That's
yeah.
all.
I remember you talking about it too, like it's gonna happen, but you're still like it still hurts.
It still hurts. I'm a very emotional person. I
Yeah,
cry
same.
all the time. I don't know what it is. It's just like you feel for the characters, and then
Exactly. Yeah. Like the connection you build with the characters, the world, the story. It's like some like better connections that I have than in real life. You know what I mean? Like it's so hard to like tell somebody that who's like a non-reader, like, these like fictional characters are like my best friends.
they don't get it.
So for Song of Achilles, I
Yeah.
read it and I finished it and I was bawling my eyes out for like 5 hours, and then I started looking at fan art, and so then
Oh,
I kept
no.
crying.
The
And
fan art is so
I was sitting on my couch, and my roommate comes in and she just looks at me and she goes, "What is wrong?" And I go, "He died!" And I'm crying my eyes out.
literally.
And like even thinking about it now, it makes me want to cry. But like I feel like I'm so desensitized now. Like I only cry over fictional characters or like something from a book, and like
Hey,
somebody will die in real life, and I'm like, okay. And then a fictional character will die, and I'm like,
Oh yeah, no, exactly. Same.
it's crazy because like somebody like posted like, oh, like when you're reading a book, your brain can't tell the difference and can't
I remember
differentiate
that video.
yeah, like between like the book character being an actual person. Like your brain thinks that they're like a real person, so when they
Yeah.
die, it's like a real person, and because you followed them throughout that journey, you're really attached to them. Not saying like, I wouldn't cry if like the person I know well died in front,
Right.
you know it's different. I've seen this character grow up. I've seen them
Yeah,
fall in love.
exactly.
I've seen them hurt and triumph and give inspirational speeches. You don't think I'm gonna cry?
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it still baffles me that people are like shocked when, like you say, like you cry over, like fictional deaths and fictional things versus real life things. Like, there is like a difference, but like the connection, the emotional attachment that we like build together, because you're growing with them in a way, and it's almost like they're talking to you when you're in their head reading through their perspective. So when like shit goes down or they're finally at like a moment of peace and happiness, it's just, ooh, I just want to give them a big hug.
Yeah.
I think it's we invest so much in characters that like when a
Mhm,
character dies,
absolutely.
you're like, I wasted all of this time reading about this character, and then the author decides to cut them off. I'm sorry. I think our brains can't process that, and you're like, fuck. Like I'll never
Mhm.
read like that's why I'm always like whenever like I read like Air of Fire, which is like my all-time, like it means a lot to me, it's Air of Fire. Other
Yeah.
books mean a lot to me too, but like I'll never be able to read it again for the first time. But like when the first
Mhm.
time I read it, I was an emotional wreck. Like how much it meant to me, and like the problems that were in Airifier like directly correlated with my life and what I was like. And then I was like, I was rereading it and I'm like, why was I sobbing like a little bitch here? Like,
Exactly.
I will
Yeah.
never feel the same way as I did when I read it the first time, and I was like getting like tissue.
Yeah. There's some books that I've read that I wish I could just delete from memory so I could just like read them again. Because like sometimes like when you read a book, it can you relate to it. You relate to the characters' struggles, their issues, the problems that are thrown at them, especially if you're going through those problems like at the exact same time. So it's like it's speaking to you. I'm just like, damn, like does this author like know me? Like
I feel called out. I'm like, are they watching
Yeah.
me? Like,
Yeah,
how do you
it's
know
just
about my life?
You're the author of that book is like your FBI agent on
Yeah.
your phone.
Like
It's
what can
I
make
know
her
that
cry? What's all her mental issues? Yeah,
Let's look
let
up
me
her
look that up.
history. Let's
Yeah.
look at the camera right now, and they just see me
Yeah,
sobbing
exactly.
on on my bed reading Wattpad. Oh my gosh.
Exactly.
But
Awesome.
okay, so now to start getting into questions that I got
Okay.
from your TikTok video, because we have a lot to go through. I was
Oh my gosh, I was
scrolling
like
through.
overwhelmed.
I was like, oh, I didn't think that many people would look, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
We'll just start getting through them. So
Yeah.
from Tish, she
Yes,
asked, how
love
do you
her.
juggle TikTok and social life and university?
Oh, I wish I had like the greatest advice for this, but I am a very unorganized person. I do everything last minute. This semester I'm taking classes in which like I don't meet with them through Zoom or anything. Everything is handed to me on Monday and it's due Sunday. So I wait till Sunday and do everything, and in the meantime I'm reading and making TikToks and wasting my time. So I wish I balanced it well. Like I'm a very go with the flow person. Like, what's thrown at me, I'll deal with it at that moment, but I won't really prepare for it or plan it out or schedule. I'll try to get better at it. But I read at night, like in bed, before bed. I read all the way up to like 4 a.m. Like I'm crazy. Like I was supposed to be in a meeting with someone today at 12 p.m., but I missed it because I slept through my alarm, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. But like they're like, no, it's totally fine. We totally understand. I'm like, I'm so irresponsible. I wish I had better advice for this, but like it's because I read smut at 4 a.m.
So what you're telling me is you actually give yourself time to sleep. That's what I'm hearing, is that like you stay up, but you give yourself time to sleep. Because if I sit up till 4 a.m., I'm still getting up at 8 a.m. to go to school.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll sleep, but like at that point I'm in such a heavy deep sleep, and I had an alarm set. I didn't hear it because I was in such a deep heavy sleep. And like it's like unhealthy because the last few days I had been doing the same thing, like staying up until 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. reading on TikTok, and sometimes I even have the best ideas at this time. So there's that. But like yeah, I'm getting better. I think.
It's a process.
No. Yeah, it's a process.
Are
Yeah.
you though? Is what I'm hearing is you're becoming like you're starting to change your sleep schedule is what I'm hearing, and you're just gonna start.
You're nocturnal at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know today that I'm gonna like
I feel like all book readers, you're either like super nocturnal or like you are
absolutely.
super actively like on top of your shit. It's like you're either one
Man.
or the other. You're like
Yeah.
either perfect or you're just like a complete mess.
Yeah,
There's no in between at all.
exactly. I was like that. Like I was like organized, I'd say, at the beginning of lockdown, like this time around last year. And that's because we had a lot of time on our hands. Like, university for me shut down. I was like, kicked out of my job and everything, it was for a lot of people. So like I read just, like all the time. But now since like, I have classes and I'm trying to get a job and like do this, do that, and like get my shit together, it's like this is becoming real unhealthy.
I think book talk in like quarantine and like binge reading books, like I read like 800-page books in a day.
Exactly.
Like that messed up my like studying. Like my attention span now is ruined because I cannot sit in a class because I'm so used to like for like a series and stuff, I will have to read the whole series like in a week. Like I cannot like I have to get it in my head. And so
Yeah.
like reading for like school and stuff, like when I go to like classes and stuff and my professors are like looking at me and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm a bad student. I'm a reader. I don't care about management or accounting right now.
Yeah, I definitely relate to you on the short attention span. Like, it just goes in when you're out the other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's really bad because I'm in a program where I need to be doing well,
Like,
and I'm
yeah,
not
exactly.
doing
Like,
well.
you need to know what the powerhouse of the cell is. Like, you need to know all that. I'm just like, I can't. I literally can't read. Like, my professors will like post the lecture notes and everything that I have to read through, and like videos that I have to watch, and it's just it's just, I hate it so much.
Yeah,
They,
no,
they need to up their their notes. They need to throw in some swords, some battle. They need to have.
Exactly. Yeah.
They need to
Women with
be more creative.
swords.
They need to understand.
Period. Yeah. Like, I don't want to read this like Wikipedia article. I want to read like women with swords is what I want to read about.
Yeah. Just throw
so
some vocabulary in there, and there you go. I learned the word
Yeah.
and what it does.
What's all these extra words that I don't understand? Can we just say it in 3 sentences and like that's it? Like,
honestly, why don't they just start making TikTok videos? Like I see so many professors now
yes.
on TikTok doing TikTok videos. I'm like, dude,
I
just make
receive
TikToks.
information through TikTok way better because, like, like I said, like, I have a short attention span, and like I can't even watch TV shows sometimes or like do YouTube, like because like I want to get the information like quick and fast and easy, and that's why TikTok is great, and that's why I feel like a lot of books translate well on TikTok because you give your 1 minute pitch about how much you loved it, and then boom, everybody else is reading it, so it's great.
So, kind of to move on to the next question, what is
Yeah.
the book that made you addicted to reading, most specifically in quarantine? This was from Sally with 3 L's after. No, 6 L's.
Okay.
Sorry, Sally.
So in March when we all went into lockdown, at that time, the last book in the Shatter Me series was coming out, and that series, like, it's not like this like great series, but it's just like very nostalgic. Like it got me into reading. It's close to my heart.
Yeah.
So I was rereading that series in preparation for the last book to come out, and yeah, like that's what was the question was like, what book got me into reading?
Yeah,
What was
what book made you addicted to reading?
it? Yeah. So that like it's like the characters from those books that I love. I would
Kenji?
yes,
I would die for Kenji.
he's my comfort character. I love him so much. I know, I saw that on one of your TikToks. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm gonna find that
It's
and
from
like,
Fake Crate. It's the
yeah.
Fake Crate January. No. Fake Crate December. Nope, January.
I love it so
January
much.
Polaroid.
It's such a comfort series to me, and it's what got me addicted to reading and reading like the next book after that.
I read the whole series in like 4 days.
She really
Yeah,
does.
you can read this. It's like it's technically 10 books with the novellas, and when I tell people that, they're like, I don't have time to like dedicate myself to 10 books. I'm like,
The
stop.
audiobooks.
You can read
The
the audiobooks
audiobooks
too.
really help.
Audiobooks.
The audiobooks are good too. They are.
Audiobooks
I
are
love
really
them.
good. And
Yeah.
the audiobooks.
Yeah.
with an-
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And it's such an easy series to get through.
Because like
so
literally
addictive.
if you look at it like the first trilogy, because like the first books, it was supposed to be just a trilogy and it just
Right.
and after Ignite Me. I read the series back when Ignite Me had just came out, so that was
Same.
it was like done. And so like you could literally read the first 3 books as if it were just one 650-page book almost, like, because the events literally line up so perfectly. It's like literally like the next day. It's not like another series where like time has passed between each book,
Right.
where it's like a month has passed or like a week, or like they're traveling and now they're almost at the end of their journey, right? It's like the books are like back to back to back. So like you can
Yeah.
literally speed through one book, move on to the next one, and then go on. I still have not read the last trilogy, which is fine. I'm gonna get there. I just need space to buy books, and I
Yeah.
can't do that right now. But I love all of them so much. And I know a few of the new people in the second trilogy. And it's just, the series is just so easy to read. And it's
Yeah.
so simple and fun, but like serious too.
I
think
like to say it's a
nice.
classic YA. It's like a classic
Exactly.
YA where it's
It
not
hits
too
all our favorite
heavy.
tropes.
It
Yeah.
hits your favorite tropes. It's not too heavy. It's a very light, easy read, and it's not long. I feel like you have like series like the City of Bones, the TMI. I think that's how you say it, the Mortal Instruments. Yeah, and like you have all of those like the Shadowhunter series where it's like 20 books
So many
now,
books,
which
yeah.
is like I don't even want. I have the first 6 books and I'm scared to start because of
Yeah.
how much like and like I have like the reading order I'm supposed to read it in and stuff, and I'm like,
I
It's
can't do
insane.
that. That's a
Yeah.
lot.
I have every single book, but I've only read the Infernal Devices, which like I should have read. Started reading like the Shadowhunter books in publication order. That's like how they're meant to be read. But like if anything is said about the Shadowhunter world in general, they're like, the Infernal Devices. They're like that's like the best trilogy.
Yeah.
I love the Infernal Devices so much. It was so good. But when I started reading City of Bones, it was just like so hard to get through. I was just like,
Yeah.
oh.
That was the second book that I picked up during quarantine. Like Night Circus was the first book that I picked up. And then like I had City of Bones because I read it way back like 9th grade, and I just had it to the point where like the book is like all yellow with old pages because it was up in the attic. And like it was so hard to get through it. Like I had already read it. I'd watched both the show and
the
movies.
show.
The show is
Guilty pleasure. It's a
No,
guilty pleasure.
I watched
mine.
the show too. Yeah.
Like I feel like I could probably skip the first 6 like those 6 books of the Mortal Instruments because like I've watched the show so many times.
Yeah,
like,
and that's why like I wasn't afraid to like start with the Infernal Devices. It's because I've watched the show and I know the Shadowhunter terms and stuff, so I'm familiar with the world because I watched the TV show. And I know you're not supposed to compare the two, but I don't regret it.
like,
I love
people
the series.
hate the TV
I like the
show.
show.
I love
I love the
show.
Malik scenes. The Malik scenes. Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Like,
they're so good.
And like I guess like the beginning of the show, like the first season is really cringe, but it gets a little better.
Yes.
Later.
Season better, and then season 3 it's gets there. It gets there. But it's like one of those shows that you watch just to watch, but then you're watching it because you like it.
Yeah.
Do you really like it? But you do.
Yeah, like you said, it's like a guilty pleasure because it's not like this like amazing like shit. Like critics will love it, like Oscar worthy, but it's like it's good.
It is.
Yeah, no. I like will see like TikToks about people like harping on it and stuff, and I'm just like, I loved it. I will rewatch it like once a year. Like
it's like a comfort show at this
It's a comfort.
point.
It's a show that I put on in the background so I don't have to pay attention to it. So I can just skip through it if I needed to and just like watch certain scenes that I wanted to watch.
Yeah.
So that's what I do.
Sam's reading addiction is like in love with the Malik scenes. Like she'll like pull up YouTube and just watch like whole videos just of like a compilation of all of the Malik scenes.
I will literally go through like the hashtag on TikTok and watch like edits and stuff of them too because they're just like my favorite. I love them so much.
They're really cute. So
perfect casting for those two.
Yes,
perfect. Yeah.
Because kind of leads into what are your favorite tropes for books, movies, TV shows?
Yeah, I think for like, every reader it's like enemies to lovers. It's like it's our favorite trope. But like enemies to lovers has like from what I've seen from Book Talk, it kind of has like many different definitions. Like a lot of people can be like, oh well, Red, White, and Royal Blue is enemies to lovers. I'm like, is it? No, they weren't. It wasn't Cutthroat. No, it wasn't. So for me, enemies to lovers is like when they both want to kill each other. Like there has to be a knife against the throat scene. So like that is like one of my favorite.
The gun against the back scene.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, like I love, and like there's also specific tropes that I love. Like I saw a video on this somebody created on TikTok. Is like when person A is in danger or they've been kidnapped, and person B is like feral and they go batshit crazy because person A is in danger. Fucking love that trope. We know with Aelin and Rowan.
Careful,
we know, right?
Careful.
No,
she has not read it.
I'm
she has not read it.
What? I don't know.
You're
Sorry.
good.
She's good.
I
She's
mean,
good.
I do know that something does happen where they're taken from each other. I do know that. I don't know
I don't
what.
know that.
She just finished Queen of Shadows, so that's where she's at.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought you were finished with the series.
No,
So
no, not
sorry.
yet. I'm almost there. I'm working my way there. I'm actually doing a tandem read, Tower of Dawn and Emperor's to Orm, because
Oh yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, like read them together. Like
yeah,
I should have done that because I think I would have enjoyed it better, like the series, because it took me a while to get to Tower of Dawn. Like it was great, but like it was felt really like
I still
yeah.
read it in a day. I read it in a day because I was like, I have to know what happens so that I can get to Kingdom of Ash. This is literally the only reason why I sped through Tower of Dawn because I was like, I can't. A whole book
it
about
took me the
Kale.
longest to get through. But I wish I had read it. Like I didn't know that reading them together was like a thing.
I
Thing.
didn't know it was a thing until like later, like 5 months later
Yeah.
when I saw it on TikTok and I was like,
Yeah,
wait,
when I saw
what?
like TikTokers doing it, I'm like, that's such a smart idea, like
Yeah.
reading them together.
And I'm reading it like that because like during Queen of Shadows, like there were scenes that I was just like, okay, I don't care about this. Let's go back to this. And I know that if I feel that way during Tower of Dawn, which I kind of felt more during his scenes, I'm gonna kind of like not want to get through it. And that's gonna take me forever. And I don't want to do that. So that's why I'm doing tandem read. But
Yeah.
that trope is definitely one of my favorites. And
Yes.
I am a sucker for it because like it's something about it and
Yeah.
like it's really done well when it's combined with the other trope of like touch her and I'll kill you or like I'll
Yes, like I
it's
hate
like
everyone but her.
oh,
Oh my
and
gosh.
that's why like Aaron
Villain.
is like literally one of my favorite guys and that scene in Ignite Me with like the button clicker after
Oh yes, I love that scene. And he like comes down
it,
busting down the door, like Juliet, where is she? I'm just like, okay, like why is it hot in here? Woo.
So I just wanted to shout out because we were talking about like getting through those slow scenes. So I marked every scene with Rowan in it so that when I
Aw.
go back to read it, I only read those scenes.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Queen of Shadows because like Grace said, like were there certain scenes that like
yeah.
which scenes were they? May I ask?
Okay, so I like Manon.
Yes, okay, same. Yeah, same scenes that I couldn't really get through. Yeah.
I like Manon, but it's just like it was a lot of like listening to this, listening to that. I like her when she's
Yeah.
in action. I like her when she's
Mhm.
doing something, when she's moving, when she's like having to listen to this person or having to follow orders here. I like it when she actually has
Yeah.
movement.
When she's cutthroat, when she has those nails out. Yeah.
Man, that top tier. Kale, I was kind of okay with during Queen of Shadows because he was active, he was doing something, he was
Maggie.
trying to move forward, got a little whiny, did it get on my nerves, but
Yeah, I
I didn't
agree.
get bored during his chapters. That's the thing. I didn't
I agree. Yeah, like I know a lot of people like hated Kale in Queen of Shadows, like as they should, but like he got his arc, or he will
I still
really-
don't like it.
he gets it. I know he gets it.
Like,
I
yeah.
don't know if I don't hate him, but it's just like my
It's just that
dude.
annoying character that's like
Yeah,
still a good person, but still really annoying. Where you're just like, dude, are you just gonna be the villain or you just gotta be nice? Like he's that in between
Yeah.
character where he's like good person, but he's also like just a shitty friend kind of person as well. And you're
Yeah.
just like,
I agree. I completely agree with that. But those chapters were still more interesting to read than the Manon chapters, in my opinion. Like the Manon chapters, like Grace said, like when she's like in action is like when I'm like engaged.
Yeah.
A lot of it was just like information dump after information dump, and just like nothing was really happening. It was very like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's fine. But it's
But
always
I love her as a character. Like I think
Yeah.
she's really cool. Yeah.
totally.
that. So if you could take 5 characters from any books and put them in an empty room together, who would they be and why? This is from Rudel.
Oh wait, before you answer that, are are you allowed in the room with them?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
It's like I'm in the room and like there's these 5
And then
characters
Yeah.
around me.
Or
Yeah, we'll say
those
that.
5. Okay.
We'll say that you're in the room
Okay.
with them.
I know my answer.
I want to name like all my book boyfriends, but
Yes.
there's just like so many. So like of course Kenji Kishimoto, because like we would be best friends. Warner, Dorian. I fucking love Dorian. I'm like looking at my books, like what books have I read? Okay, Evelyn Hugo from the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. She is a fucking badass. I love her so much. Addie LaRue, of course. How many have I named? Have I read? Is that all 5? I said Kenji, Warner, Evelyn, Addie, and Dorian.
Dorian.
He's my favorite in like the Throne of Glass like world. I
I
love
like
him.
Right now, I'm still at the puppy dog face. But I
Empire
know that's gonna change. That's gonna change.
Empire of Storms.
is where he goes from.
I've always loved him. I know
Daddy.
that's like he's like he was like, you know, first like cute princess or prince, whatever. Like I'm so sad, I'm depressed, and then it's like daddy. Like, oh
You needed him to be like, at first he wasn't depressed, but
yeah.
then you needed him to get depressed after Queen of Shadows,
Yeah.
and then it's like he
That's
became.
why I love him. I loved reading his like depression scenes. Like I loved like growing through him. Like I know we had this conversation earlier, like, you know, like growing with characters. I felt like I grew with Dorian. I love him. I adore him so much. Yeah.
All right, Maggie, you answer. I want to hear your 5.
Oh,
yeah.
my 5 characters who I would bring. We know the first one is gonna be Daddy Rowan, of course. Who else would I bring? I would have to say Zaddy Rowan. I'd have to say Aelin as well because
Yes.
I'd love to be with them. I would have to say Nasir from We Hunt the Flame.
Yes.
Oh. I would say Fable from
Yeah.
Fable. I kind of forgot the name of the book for a hot second, and then I remembered it's her name.
Have you picked up Namesake yet? I know that came out like last week.
Well,
she has it pre-ordered. I have not yet picked it up. They got the Bookish Box edition. All of our books got it for the Bookish Box edition, but I didn't because I didn't have the first one, so I'm just gonna get it in Barnes and Noble. But my last one would be Castile.
Castile. Ooh, I can't wait. April 20th. Did y'all read the first 3 chapters?
No, I will not read them. I saw your TikTok about it, and it made me not read them. I was like, I was on the Discord for JLA, and they're like, people were like, I'm so upset that I read the first 3, next 2 chapters, and I was like, thank God I did not. They were like, I cannot sit here for another month and wait for this, and I was like,
I'm good. I'll probably read it like a couple days before.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That might be smart. I'm just like, I get like anxious. I'm like, okay, I need to read it because like, who knows? I might be spoiled for it like through TikTok or something, and everybody's gonna talk about it, you know, the day after. So I read them. I'm not gonna spoil it for you guys or anything like that, but I don't regret reading them. Like,
was there any spice?
No.
Okay.
But
something happens though.
Something happens
super fucking quickly. Like it's just like the tables have fucking turned. Like, and like there's like this character that's I'm not gonna get into. I don't want to spoil it, guys. But
now I want to read it. I'm so scared.
It's like chapter 3 or something. Is that really kind of sets the plot for like how I think the story is gonna go. And like, you know, with JLA, she be coming up with some surprises. Like,
and she does this thing that's so smart as an author that's why you have to like keep reading her books, is that like every chapter ends right in the middle of a scene, so you have to. It's not like
same with these chapters. Yeah,
you can't stop at her books because like if you stop, you're stopping in the middle of the scene, and that's so smart as an author because
that's why I read the books, like the first 2 books, in 4 days because they're so addictive.
Oh yeah, she read it. Maggie read it in like less than maybe like 18 hours.
Wow.
She like sped through it because
I know I will be reading book 3 in like a day. I will ghost everyone.
So I got the book that day, and I immediately started reading it, and I had work. I work as a desk receptionist, so I had work from like midnight to 3 a.m. So that whole shift I was just reading, and then I went to bed for like 4 hours, got up, went to school, and then like I was already at like page like 400 by the time like, and then I went back to work the next like later that day, and I finished it after I came like home for like back to my room for like an hour, and I had finished it, and I was like texting Grace all my theories. I was like, spoil alert for from Blood and Ash and everything else. I was like, oh, Castile's the dark one. Castile, Hawk is the dark one. Hawk is not human. I was like saying all these things. She's like, why would you think that? I don't know
Yeah.
why. And I'm like,
I can't tell her, so I'm just like,
Right.
oh, really? Oh, that's what you think?
That's interesting. That's
Okay.
scary.
Yeah, because like I picked up this book a while ago, like very early on, and then like never.
you picked it up in August.
Yeah,
read it in
and then
August.
like
Yeah.
I read it, and if you didn't know, I read every book with an audiobook. Like I
Yeah.
have to have an audiobook on me. Don't get mad at me, Maggie. That's it. That's just how it is. And so like I read it with the audiobook, and I read it. I fell in love with it because it was like I grew up like on vampires and like werewolves, so it was
Yeah.
very nostalgic for me, and it was just
Yeah.
like I didn't expect it to be in a book like this, like a fantasy book like this. It was very it
Right.
latched on to me. As soon as I finished it, I was like, I snapped Maggie, and I was just like, Maggie, you have to read this book. You have to read it. She messaged me like 5 minutes later. She's just like, I just ordered both of them on Amazon, and I'm just like, that's true friendship right there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then she made me wait till November to read Kingdom of Flesh and Fire because she wanted to wait for the audiobook. And then I sped through it and spoiled something for her because she made me wait for so long.
Oh my gosh, wait, what did you spoil?
I spoiled that like
It's a
he
small-
had an engagement beforehand.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But she like got so mad, and then she read that part, and she was like texting me, and she like wouldn't continue reading. So I was like, Grace, you have to continue reading. You have to keep reading. And she's like, no. And I was like,
oh,
like
my
one of
gosh.
those moments of like, you know, like if you read Akawar, you know, like page 666 or whatever, and there it's like that page you have to read that page. Like, you know, you're wrecked, but then people are always just like, keep reading, it's okay, keep reading the next page, you're fine, you know. It was kind of like one of those scenes, but it was fine. Castile was always up there though in like the top people, and I'm ready. And I love that it's like right before my birthday. That's like my thing. It was just like, Jalen.
Oh yeah, it's like a birthday present. I love that for you. And I love how like she's publishing them like 6 months in between. Like we are not waiting a year.
that her and Tracy Wolf very fast. I think I think she's had these written, and now she's like editing and stuff, because how do you produce 600 pages worth of content in 6 months?
Yeah.
She had to have this story written for a while, and then she's coming out with Flesh and Fire series, which is Nikotos and his
the spin-off
thing, and I'm like,
and a lot of people were like kind of mad or kind of upset that the book blurb for that book came out, you know, like it got released on Goodreads, and then like the book blurb talks about like Nyktos, and like it's about like Nyktos and his lover, and so people were just like, oh, like now we know that he is like Poppy's, you know, whatever. And everybody else was kind of like, I thought everybody knew that.
Yeah, I
thought
everybody
like a pretty
knew
big
that.
theory. That's like, it's not really anything new. I thought we all knew that.
Also, though, it's a
like,
spin-off
canon.
series, so it doesn't directly be correlated with Poppy. Like, but if it is,
I mean, I'm just saying, like, Castile always, you know, number 2 in my heart because Cassian's number 1. But Nyktos might, you know, come in there to be like a tie for second, because like I have been reading from
I can make room, like
definitely make room, because like those spoiler little teasers in the Facebook group, I'm just like,
she posts so many, it's insane.
Yeah, so it has to be that she has already like written out these books, and those are like approved for sure gonna be in the book line. So
Shout out to the Facebook group because I posted a question for the podcast. I was like, "Hey, like, what are your favorite scenes from Blood and Ash and Kingdom of Flesh and Fire?" Literally within an hour, I got like 30 responses, and I was like, "Thank you,
Wow.
Facebook group chat. Thank you, JLA's Facebook. The
Yeah.
From Blood and Ash group chat really like popped off."
they're
Mhm.
awesome. I love them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really quickly back to the question. 5.
Oh,
Yes,
I think
Grace.
my turn. For sure, Cassia number 1, gotta have my baby in there. And then Castile is in there too. And then I gotta have Altair. Is that his name?
Altair, yeah, that's from We Hunt the Flame. Basically, the
Yeah.
Cassian. I like to say like the Cassian trope of like the cocky best friend trope. That's
Mhm.
Altair from We Hunt the Flame.
And because we've been talking about Kenji a lot, I gotta add him in there too because I do love him.
Yes,
I
love
really
him.
do. And then for my last one, I can't think of a last one.
Who did you have? You had Castile, Cassian, Kenji, Altair,
Give
Yeah.
me one more of mine.
Elias.
You're right. Why are you looking at me? And I was looking at them too. Those are my 5. They're all daddies up in there, and
I
they're
keep track
all
of things for Grace. Like I
really.
can't
I love that
She's
for
like
learn.
you
the other
guys.
half of my brain. She
Yeah, I've noticed. Like you guys, like it's like finish each other's sandwiches or like finish each other's sentences.
Like CVP analysis, I don't remember that, but like what Grace read last August, I can remember that.
Yeah, I love that so much.
for me. It's totally fine.
My roommate just sat up from her bed and looked at me. Oh, she's not
Okay.
happy with me. I've been skipping classes.
Yep.
Oh, same.
Yeah.
I don't want to go. So
Next
which
question.
so we see that like Shadow and Bone is coming out with their
Mhm.
TV adaptation. So what book series
Right.
slash book would you like to see
Adapted.
adapted? And this is from Aaron brought a book. So shout out
Oh
to Aaron
yes,
brought a
I know
book.
them. Yeah. So like I do want to see a Shatter Me adaptation. I don't know if it'll happen anytime soon. It They were in the works of
Yeah.
it for a while. Like it was gonna be a movie, but then that got like canceled, and then it was gonna be a TV show. But the person that was in charge of it left. So like those things happen all the time. I would love to see it for like the nostalgic purposes. A
Mhm.
lot of my favorite books are getting like an adaptation, like Addie LaRue and the Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But I would love to see like I'm like looking at my bookshelf. Like, what would I love to see?
That's what all of us do. We always
I
look
would
at
love to see an adaptation for Red, White, Royal Blue. I would love to see this. It is so dear to my heart. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's any talk or anything on any adaptation for it at all. I don't think so. I usually don't keep up with stuff like that, but I would love it so much.
If
I
there's
need it.
like I know a lot of people like say like Hulu is trying to like adapt like do the Queen of Shadows, which is the like Throne of Glass series as a TV show, and I'm like it has to be HBO or like Netflix, like a
Yeah.
big budget. Like I think that's why like no offense to Hulu, but the Shadowhunter series, I think that's why
Yeah.
the production budget just wasn't as big as it could have been. And I feel like if they had like books, especially fantasy books, really need that oomph when it comes to
Yeah.
like making it a TV adaptation. And I think like full
Right.
magic and stuff, especially in a fantasy world,
Yeah.
you have
Yeah.
to have that big budget. And you see like what they did with Game of Thrones, and they're coming off with their spin-off series for Game of Thrones. And like
Mhm.
I want to see I want to see like a smaller company do like the Red, White, and Royal Blue, but like
Yeah.
have you seen that like We Hunt the Flame is also getting a TV adaptation,
Yes.
and I'm so excited for that.
now
Yes.
that I
Can't
have
wait.
now that I've like we've read it the book, I totally understand why everyone's obsessed with it. And I'm like, I'm so into it. It's so good. Like
Have
we
you
did
read
a
it?
whole
Amy?
episode on it.
So I'm like currently reading it. I haven't read the second book yet. I have a copy of it. I'm like kind of slowly reading. I'm
Mine is
honestly reading like 4 books at one time, so I'm like reading chapter by chapter. So I haven't gotten into any like, cutthroat parts or anything like that. And
Okay.
I know it's like very like enemies to lovers, but like I've kind of been reading it on and off, but I'm familiar with like the characters and because I look at all their fan arts and everything, and some plot points, but not all.
When you
Yeah.
spoil if a character dies when you look at their fan
Oh
art.
yeah, I do that. Some like at this point, I don't really care, but some part of me does. But I know what I'm risking when I look up fan art.
Yeah, it's like a proceed at your own risk kind of thing.
Yeah,
Except when it
exactly.
gets spoiled for you, because that happened with me with Sky Beyond the Storm.
Ooh.
I literally like opened
I
my
was spoiled for that too.
Instagram
Yeah.
feed, and it was like an artist posted a photo, and I was like,
Somebody spoiled like something that happens to a character through their like Snapchat story, and I'm like, stop. Like this book, and the book just came out. It was back in December.
what book
I'm
was
just like,
it? Oh,
Sky Beyond the Storm.
Sky Beyond the Storm. Oh,
Yeah.
no, like shout out to Kate from our book club. She spoiled spoiler alert for Queen of Shadows, but she spoiled that Lysandra was a shapeshifter.
It was so
Okay.
soft though. It was just kind of like a thing, and then I just kind of like sat up, and I was like, "Wait, what?" It was funny though. It was funny because she felt so bad,
Yeah.
and I was like,
But you started crying a little bit. Don't lie. You were
No.
she was like
No way. Oh my god.
Don't say that. Don't say that, because
made
Kate
Kate feel
listens to
so
this.
bad.
She might listen to this and she might feel bad. So no, I didn't cry. I was just kind of like, it was kind of one of those like empty, like you don't feel anything, but your face does
Aw.
kind of
Yeah,
feel.
yeah.
So like I was not aware that I was felt anyway. I was just like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And then it was just like a tear, and I was like, I'm fine. Like I'm literally fine. Because it was just like a thing, and I was just like, oh, okay. And it was like maybe like 6 chapters ahead of where I was.
Right. Okay.
So it was kind of like something about her, but I really didn't care too much about Lysandra at that point yet.
Yeah. Okay.
And then when it
Maybe
happened, I was like, oh, okay. And it
People
was
just,
done. It was
like,
done
spoil
awfully.
thanks to Grace. Grace just receives all the spoilers.
Fine. It's fine.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like because like maybe they just think like Throne Glass is like it's already talked about so much.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we've like quote unquote all read it, but not everybody has.
Yeah.
So
Well, I think she
yeah.
thought she finished. She thought you had finished Queen of Shadows already, because
Yeah.
it has taken you a while to read it. Not
To
to
be
call you
fair.
out or anything. You were supposed to read it in February, and it was March.
To be fair, February is the shortest month of the year. Okay. No, no, but like it's taking me a while to kind of get through it, because like we have book club, and then we have like other reads that I need to do, because I don't want to, especially now, like with how book talk is with Sarah J Maas, like I don't want that to be the only thing I'm reading, because I know how that
Right.
would look, even though was originally a person who liked reading series all the way through before moving on to anything else. Whereas now I've had to become a person who reads a book, reads another book from a different series, then go back to the series. And I don't like doing that, but I've had to do it.
I do that, yeah.
Be okay with everybody, which I don't like that I have to do that. But I'm gonna stop doing it very, very soon.
Yeah.
Fuck what everybody else thinks.
Yeah, and like your followers should like understand that like this is your reading journey, so like you're just like updating them.
Not to like, but like she doesn't like she reads it through like my library. Like she's reading it through a library and stuff. She's not buying the actual books to read it.
Yeah, I thrifted like all of my
Half Price
Sarah J Maas
books is where I got most of my books from, was Half Price books.
Yeah, I live at half price books, and like I got all of Thorn and Glass. It took a long time to collect every single piece.
Yeah.
And I love thrifting. I should make videos about them. So yeah, I got like everything from half price books and like online.
All of my books I've either gotten like for $5. Like I got my Kingdom of Ash book from Books A Million for like $5.97.
Yeah.
So like I do it when they're like cheap and stuff. But like I have like the Nerdy Ink dust jackets, but I don't want to buy, and I have the Bookish Box dust jackets for Throne of Glass. So what I'm just gonna do is thrift like one hardcover set and then just buy books that are the same size and just put the dust jackets over them for Throne of Glass. Because I feel like a lot of people do that where they buy the book for like
Yeah.
this series, and I'm like, I don't need 3 editions of the book. I
Right.
should just like put it on a different book. Nobody would ever know.
You
Yeah,
don't-
that's smart. That's smart.
It's like
yeah.
you can thrift books for really cheap, like $1 and stuff. Like
yeah.
some libraries have like little shops that you can go like after like some of the books they've had, they're like, we need to get rid of these. They're like 25 cents. And you're like,
yeah, library sales are like the best because you'll get books for like dirt cheap.
yeah.
And like the classics, like collector's editions. Even I have 4 copies of Kingdom of Ash that I've all thrifted. One's like the Barnes and Noble exclusive, the regular paperback, the UK copy, and then the collector's edition. So, but I thrifted them, and
Okay.
like I
The UK copy though of the paperback of Crescent City.
Dude,
yeah, it's also like, isn't it like sprayed edges too?
Yes, it's
Yeah.
red edges, and I'm just like,
Sometimes they
Bro,
have like the better covers. The UK, like, yeah,
the UK paperback box set,
The
for
white
Throne of
one.
Glass.
the white one, yeah, the white one for
Yeah.
Throne of Glass. That's really
love that we knew exactly what series she was talking about.
yeah.
But I shout out to like Half Price Books because like I grew up like in Texas, so like that's where Half Price Books is from. And so I grew up on like going to Half Price Books. Like the Half Price Books that I went to, it had like a little like tree house that you could go sit in and like read for like the kids area and stuff. And like the YA section was like a huge YA. They had like
Mhm.
5 rows of like records and stuff. Like it was the biggest
Right.
like Half Price Books I've ever been to. And like that place is amazing. Like you could get lost in Half Price Books and spend
You
hours
can.
there because you'll like go to sections, you'll be like, that book, I know that book, or like,
Exactly.
but but they also have like new releases as well, which I
Yeah,
also
they
love too.
usually have those like at the very front, and I'm like
Yeah.
thankful for those because like I have 3 copies of Crescent City that like I also thrifted and everything, and I got the paperback copy of Crescent City from Half Price Books,
Mhm.
and I still haven't read this like the book yet, but I have 3 copies.
I remember you
Good.
doing that on a live. I remember you
Yeah,
talking about that.
yeah, yeah.
I put it off for a while to read it. But
It's
then
just
when I
like it's like
finally
800 pages,
it's
and I
it's
have
a
a lot
long
of books
book.
to get through.
It
I read it
honestly
in a
feels,
day.
it feels like it's like 3 books in I don't know how
I read it in a
Yeah.
day. I read that and I read that in a day. I've read Kingdom of Ash in a day. I read so many books in a day, but this was like when I was like reading like 120 pages an hour.
Yeah.
Like in
That's like the biggest thing I'm jealous of, like speed readers, because I'm a slow reader. I'm a very slow reader.
I've slowed down because like I now read on my phone for like my smut.
Yeah,
I've
same.
slowed down, but like shout out to Penny Fox for sending me books. They sent
Aw.
me their new covers. They like are releasing new covers, so I can't show
Yeah.
them. But they sent the entire like 6-book series, and I was like,
Dude, she was so excited about it. Like she was just like, "Oh, I want to show them so bad." I was just like, "Damn,
Wait,
I can't read that."
who sent them to you again?
Kennedy Fox.
Oh,
So
the author.
yeah, the author. They sent
Okay.
me the books because I'm part of like their
Wow.
TikTok influencer rep. So I get like the arcs, but I get digital arcs, and so
Yeah.
I like promote them and stuff. And like my some of the videos, like the books that have made me blush, those
Uh-huh.
I put Kennedy Fox at the end because they do because. And they were like so thankful, and then they like said like, hey guys, we're gonna send y'all like the physical books, and they were like, it's a duet, so there's like 3 duets, so it's 6 books.
Mhm.
And they're like, we're gonna send them to you. So I was like, oh, 1 duet, they're gonna send me 2 books, that's fine, great, I'm so happy. And then I feel the box and I'm like, this is kind of
That's pretty
heavy.
heavy.
I
Yeah.
open it and it's like this like has like pink squizzles and like all of this stuff in there, and I'm like,
Mhm. I love opening book mail. It's so
I'm
fun.
gonna post
Best.
I'll post
Yeah.
the unboxing video. I have it, but I
I can't wait
can't
for
post
it.
it till the 31st to show off the covers. So I have to wait. And I'm just
Oh
like,
my gosh, the
oh.
anticipation.
How do you deal with that? Because I know that you get books too, and like, from other people.
Yeah. So I
I
do get books from like companies and stuff. They'll reach out to me and then they'll send me books. And then like usually I'll just give them a shout out on my Instagram story, like, thanking them publicly and everything. It gets overwhelming at times because at this point, most of the books that I have are given to me from like publishing companies and stuff,
And you had to buy
from
a whole new
authors.
bookshelf?
I let me just look. I just built this.
It's almost full, or I guess I see some.
It is full. There is no more room to grow. I'm stacking books at this point. It's insane. I just built them because at first I had two of them, two bookshelves. Well, three. But they were getting so full. Like it was like the shelves they were gonna snap.
Mhm.
And there's my room is pretty tiny, and
Mhm.
I had to like rearrange furniture and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just like have a wall of bookshelves. So like it's easier to like look at books because I'd forget that I have a certain book because it's behind three other books.
Yeah.
Um, so now I can see them.
For them.
But there's still no room to like now I'm still stacking books.
For sure.
Yeah.
Gosh, so that kind of goes into like the next thing is like, how do you like deal with like all of that pressure from like, you obviously can't read every single book they send you, so like how
Absolutely
do you
not.
pick and choose? Sorry, that was an email from my professor. um Sorry, that was my accounting professor just sent me an email
It's
about my
fine.
quiz. So how do you pick and like pick which books you're going to read? Like, how do you decide based on like the cover, or like how do you choose?
Yeah. Like a part of me is like, like prettiest cover or something. Or if like somebody that I know has been talking about it and they love it, I'm like, wait, I actually have a copy of that. I'll pick it up next. Because like I know some people they'll every month they'll set like their TBR.
Yeah.
Not me. I just kind of go with the flow. Like, what I'm like a mood reader. Whatever I'm in the mood for, I'll pick that up.
I haven't read a single
Um
book from my TBR this month at all.
oh yeah.
Not.
Yeah. And like a part of me like doesn't like it because for like because I read a lot of books for authors to make videos for them, promoting them in it and stuff like that. So I'm getting those out of the way before I do like my own reading. And it can be overwhelming at times because I feel like I'm not reading the books that I want, and I still like a lot of the popular books I haven't read them yet. Like I read this like a while ago, but I'm kind of like rereading it and I kind of forgot what happened. And like between shadows of us the shadows between us,
Mhm.
sorry, I know that's talked about in book talk a lot and you guys talk about it. I haven't read that yet, and there's like a list of books that I want to get through that I haven't read
Yeah.
yet because I'm getting through the ones that authors want me to read and promote and stuff, and I love doing that. I only promote stuff that I absolutely love. Like I don't like it's very like close to me. Like if I like the book then I'll promote it, otherwise I won't. So like I said, it's like a go with the flow, like and I'm a slow reader. Sometimes I like try to read like four books at once, like a chapter of each book every other day or something like that. But it can be overwhelming, and like even just like looking at my shelf, I just know I'm not going to get through a lot of like the books in my lifetime. Like
Yeah.
so um yeah, here I am. I like at this point I want to like contact some publishers and be like, take me off the list. Like I love, receiving all these books, but it can be overwhelming. And like it's a privilege to like receive a lot of like, free books and stuff like that, but I'd rather them like, reach out to other people that don't get free books or they don't like get promotions and stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people right now are playing catch up with a lot of like
Right.
popular books. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of catch up. Like I'm catching up with Throne of Glass. I'm catching up with like I barely got to like We Hunt the Flame and a bunch of other books that I have on my shelf that I want to read. But it's just like you also have to keep up with like, the new books coming out and you have to talk about the new books.
Right.
And
Yeah, like
it's
yeah.
hard. It's hard.
That was like me for when Arcasif came out. Like I dropped like, whatever I was reading at the time. I was like, I'm gonna dedicate time to just read this because one, it's super popular, everybody's gonna be talking about it, spoiling it, so I need to read it immediately, and that's exactly what I did. um so yeah.
So I got spoiled quick spoiler for A Court of Silver Flames, like, we just put out 6 hours worth of content for it,
Yeah.
so go listen to that before, but when skip 30 seconds ahead, but when the get on your knees scene, that was spoiled to me, and because we had book club, so we would read like half of the book and then like read right after our meeting, we would finish the book. And so I like was really good at keeping away with spoilers because I'd see spoiler warnings, but some people didn't put spoiler warnings on, and I was just like, or they
Yeah.
just put it in the comment, like they just put it below, but I
That
don't
doesn't
check
do
it
anything.
until
Yeah.
after. That's why you always put it at the head, and I was just like,
Yeah.
Yep. Like if you see all of my reaction videos, like I have
I
spoilers
put it in the comments.
right there and then a huge thing across the thing, and it's like there for like 3 whole seconds.
Yeah, like it's
the
like you
video
can
goes
actually
in.
read.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's visible. I like when videos do it that way.
Yeah, you got to do it that way.
Yeah.
But I do remember a couple of one-liners that Cassian had said. In one video, somebody wrote like, "Oh, sweet nothings that my book lovers say." And I'm thinking like, it's going to be people from different books. And then it doesn't say who says it. It just says these things and things that he says. And I read it and I was just like, damn, like,
Wow.
and then at the end, it shows like fan art of Cassian. And I was just like, what?
No way.
And I wasn't mad at that. But I was kind of like, damn, I don't have my book, so I can't read that yet. So
yeah, that's like a trick. Like they tricked you.
yeah, I was okay with it because it did make me appreciate him a lot more. But
Right.
So Grace and I, we send thirst traps to each other now.
You guys need to send them to me. Send them to me.
Literally, we could start a we could just do a thirst trap group chat, like a For You page. I have a For You page for my roommate and her boyfriend where we send TikToks to each other. We're in a throuple, but that's besides the point. Our boyfriend. But we will. I can send you. I send Grace a lot of thirst traps.
A lot of them. Like she sent me one day, and it's just like these random guys. It's like straight TikTok or whatever. Thirst trap TikTok or whatever. He did like one of those things of like, oh, you want to feel self-confident about yourself, like look up.
Self-conscious, yeah. If you want to feel self-conscious about yourself, look up, and then he put the camera down like by his waist.
And I was like,
I think I've seen that video.
I was watching it like this, and then I was just like,
you can tell Grace that I haven't. We both need to be in a relationship right now.
You guys trust me. Like my For You page is that. Like I'm on that side of TikTok. Yeah. And like sometimes like I'll comment on them but I'll like how like when you comment on something and somebody else looks at it, like if they're following you or they're mutuals,
it'll be up
top first. Yeah, so I always put like following and mutuals if you did not see this comment, and then it's like daddy.
So yep. That happened to me is this one guy's video where it really popped off his video, but I put like a funny comment. I was like, I'm just respectfully rewatching, and I have like the thing like this. And I don't know how many of my mutuals have seen that because I'm looking at the comment right now. It has 112.9k likes.
Wow. Man, I wish I could get that many likes on a video.
I know. I was like, so you think I'm funny is what I'm hearing. Like I was gonna comment like, wow, if just every single person who liked this followed me.
If only,
exactly.
Right? Only.
Exactly. Yeah.
I was like, one more button. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
Like click the profile. Yeah, this is a fun account. We have fun here.
But the guy like responded, like the creator responded. He's like, "Oh, ha ha ha," and I'm like,
yeah.
Hi, sir. But it was like it's a girl talking about like shaving, and he's like, "Girl, I've licked lollipops off a carpet when I was a kid." And
Wait, I've seen that video. Yeah,
The top
Go back
comment.
to it. Look for her comment.
I will. I'll try to find it.
I can send you the video because
Yeah,
I get
send it to
notifications.
me.
I get like a notification of like 1,000 people like it every day, and I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
That is not what I want to be known for.
I literally sent him like a screenshot to my friend, and he's like, "That's cool." And I was
you?
like, "That's
It's
you." And I was like,
insane, like how many, cause like the video could be like funny or cool, but like the comments section is like a whole other game, you know?
"Okay, like getting top comments is so fun. It is.
Yes.
It's a challenge to get top comment now."
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is.
because most like when I like comment, it's mostly like mutuals and followers that are liking it. But other than that, it's like nothing.
Yeah. It's just nobody.
Yeah.
To piggyback on this funny train, your somebody commented this on our Instagram questions. Kiss, Marry, Kill. Quick game.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Bellamy Blake, Wrath from Kingdom of the Wicked,
Oh, they know me so well.
and Aaron
Aaron from
Warner.
Oh, Aaron Warner. Okay. Kiss, Marry, Kill. Hold on, this is too much. I love these men because they're like the same guy in different font.
Yep.
Okay, okay, Mary. Okay, like, this is so hard because like I love them so much.
You would marry.
I
I would marry Wrath
okay.
because it's Wrath.
Would you really? I'd probably marry Bellamy.
Yeah, maybe. Okay. I'd marry Warner because he gives me the vibe of like I love everyone but her, or like I hate everyone.
What?
But you touch,
Yeah.
I touch her and I'll kill you.
Yeah.
And his
Um,
fashion sense is superior.
Yeah,
Can you
I want that closet. I
Can
want
you
to live in that
imagine
closet. So I
the
think
dress he would put you in, the type
Yes.
of clothes he would get you?
he
I'm
would
like,
respect
yes.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
I kiss Wrath because like
It's
they
Wrath.
say, you know, the devil's kiss is like super powerful or something. Like maybe I'll be consumed by it. I don't care. And like kill me.
It's hard for you, I can tell.
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry. I'd probably marry Bellamy, kiss
Yeah.
Warner, because that first kiss between him and Juliet was just like,
Yes, all the feels.
and kill Wrath because I haven't read Kingdom of the Wicked. Only
We
Okay,
literally
well you'll love
have the
them.
same edition from the bookish box, and you still
We
have
do.
not
It's
Oh
the
my
really
gosh.
pretty one with like
It's
the
such a
folding-
easy. Oh yes, that's the one I want, or like the Fairy Loot edition.
that one too.
Yeah.
I hope
Fairy Loot, their edition with like the drawing of them, and then like the From Blood and Ash also does that. I'm just like,
Yes.
hop in that.
yeah, I have the
Mhm.
Fairy Loot lore edition, and it is nice. Like I didn't realize
Oh
how
yeah.
nice Fairy Loot was
Yeah,
until
their
this. And I was
editions
like,
are always great.
oh,
Always.
okay. I was like,
Yeah.
now I can see why people hype this up.
Exactly.
Speaking
Okay.
of, what special edition do you like have that is like your ultimate favorite or that you wish you had?
Okay, I don't usually buy special editions. I do have like the collector's editions of Akatar and Throne of Glass, and I was sent like a collector's edition of Dune, and like I'm like looking through. I don't have a lot of collector's editions, but I really want like I know like a lot of bookish boxes are doing From Blood and Ash ones, and I really want I don't know which one did it, but the one in which I think Fairy Loot did it, in which it's Poppy on the first book and then
Castile.
Castile and
Yeah,
it's like a
that's the Fairy Loot.
foil. It's like a
Yeah.
foil gold. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the Fairy
That
Loot.
one literally looks like a holy book. It looks
yeah.
great. It's just like I can't come to like maybe one day I will like spend like $100 on a book. But
It's $100 on 2 books plus stuff.
yeah, I know. So like a
Well, it's
part of
3
me is like,
books, I thought.
Oh, yeah.
do you get like the third book
I
Yeah,
think it's 3. It's only Illumicrate was the only one that had like just the first book and then box, but every single other one that people are doing, it's literally the first. That's why they're waiting till July, is because that's when the publisher allowed for the hardcovers to come out, was
Right.
in June, I think. June or July. That's when
Yeah,
they
because
allow
they
them
do
to,
paperback first. Yeah.
yeah, which I'm still gonna keep the paperback version too.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the
that's gonna be
paperback.
my like reread one because we
Yeah.
gotta read those.
Yeah, I kind
Oh.
of want to get some copies just to like annotate and like highlight and like
Yep.
tab and everything and just like really like kind of destroy it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, I would want that.
Oh.
Also, like I would buy any and all versions of Addie LaRue. I love that book so much. I have 2 copies. I have like the regular Barnes and Noble exclusive edition. Then one was sent to me by the publisher, and that's the UK copy, which is absolutely beautiful. And a lot of bookish boxes did Addie LaRue for their
Yeah.
for the month, and it's just like beautiful. It's like
Mm.
amazing. So I don't even buy a lot of like bookish merch or anything, but when I do, I'm looking for Addie LaRue merch.
So
For sure. I'll keep an eye out for you.
the From Blood and Ash box from Fairy Loot is still available for purchase.
How much is it from?
It's 100 and for so I just filled in all of my information, and the total the total would come out to shipping would be $15.90. So it would be, for me, it's $124.90, and that's shipping to Kansas City. So I don't know how far you are from Kansas City, but that's how much it would be if you're shipping to the middle
Okay.
of the US.
Yeah, I live outside Chicago, so I mean, I don't know, might be this.
Might be a little cheaper because it's a big metropolitan area.
Yeah, so yeah, I'll have to look into it. Like, you guys are tempting me so hard.
I kind of don't want to miss out on this because Grace missed out on the Ember and the Ashes ones.
Yeah, I saw those ones. They were beautiful.
And I love them. And I gave my friend already, she's reading the series because I'm like her library now because our library here is not that good. And so I gave her mine, and I'm like worried about it. I'm like, please don't ruin my nice edition. Like,
Like,
please.
that's such a like risk. I wouldn't even give it to my like.
She's a very like neat freak. Like, she's a nursing
Okay,
student,
then
so I
that's good.
trust her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I trust her.
You have to
Wow.
like fill out this questionnaire if you're gonna borrow
This
one of
like
my.
non-disclosure agreement, like
Yeah.
like this contract, like
Well, I saw somebody have like a library card thing for their books, and I was like, I might want to do that. I sent it to Grace, and it's like this annotation, like where she like reviews the books and puts it as like a library card thing, and then puts it in the book. So when she gives it to somebody else, they could like read that too. And I was like, that's such a cool idea.
And it's
that
kind
is
of
a cool idea.
like when you like look back at like a book and like you read it already, but like you kind of don't remember how you felt about it. So then you like pull out that card, read through it, and be like, do I feel like rereading this or no?
Yeah, that's what I do like when I tab books, because like I use each color for like a specific thing. So like a lot of times I don't fully reread it. I'll just go back and read my favorite passages and stuff. And so like tabbing, that's what I do. Yeah.
Tabbing is like I have fallen in love with it. And like
Yes, it's so fun.
I did that one video of like how I annotate books, and it took off to like so many people like doing it and so many people getting like the semicolon pack, to the point where like at one point I went on Amazon, it was like sold out, and I was like, what the hell?
Wow.
I need to get more. And like a lot of people like on Instagram will like tag me that they gotten it or that they started doing it, and I'm just like, yeah, yay, like you did it. But then also kind of like, dang, that was like my thing.
That was like that is kind of like aw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like, wow, it's
Yeah,
kind
let
of
me try
scary,
to
but it's
grab
kind
my
of
tab. I have my tabs right
I'm
here.
trying to find the video, Grace. Do
I
you know
just
when you
use
posted
these. They're
it?
from Walmart.
Okay, so for A Court of Silver Flames, I annotated it.
The physical copy?
The physical, I like put tabs in.
yeah.
I just
Okay.
tabbed it. That's my style of
Yeah.
annotation. I'm gonna
Same.
do a book. When I go home this weekend, I'm gonna do a tag like, show me like your most annotated book, because I have my Anna Karenina book from AP Lit that I'm gonna show off, and that is annotated like hell. But I used like one of those full ones, and I had to go buy more because I had so many tabs.
Yeah, exactly. Like for me, hardcovers, I don't annotate or anything because like I don't want to like mess them up or anything. So sometimes I'll even wait until like the paperback comes out, and like I know it's brand new, but I'll still be more comfortable with like writing in it, annotating it, tabbing it. And I only pretty much tab books that are like have like a heavy emotional appeal to it, because if it can like, affect me in any way, shape, or form, then I'd want to go back to it and experience it again. So like I get the ones from Walmart, and I bought the whole pack, like the whole row at once, and now they're not there anymore because I use this specific brand with these colors, and they're not like the ones like the arrows. A lot of people use the one with the arrows. I like the ones that are like full color. So for like orange, it's like foreshadowing or like plot points.
Mm-hmm.
And then pink is obviously like, lovey, like, kisses or like smut or anything like that. And then yellow is like anything that makes me happy or it's like funny. Green is like anything that's poetic or like 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 a quote that can really like stick with me or something. And then blue is anything that's sad.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's cute.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
I like how it's all like emotional based. That's good though, because like everybody finds their own way of doing it, and like that's like
Yeah, it's so cool.
yeah, you got to find your own way of doing it, the own way that you fall in love with it. Like I am a big like world builder and like
Yeah.
family moments or like friend moments. So those are my big.
Right.
So like I do world building and like magic system or whatever is always one.
Yeah.
And then like romance is always another one. And then important plot points or quotes. And then like funny family, I
Feel
guess like
good.
yeah,
Sweet.
those moments in between battles where like they're just
Mm-hmm.
hanging out and vibing together. Like
Yeah.
Kenji and Warner kind of like that
Yeah,
bromance.
the bromance.
That would be it.
Exactly.
And for me it's always like scenes. I like scenes and not too much one-liners. It's more scenes for me. I like
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, it's
So
mostly one-liners for me. Sometimes it's scenes.
I'm more of a one-liner. I did for A Court of Silver Flames. It's the second book I annotated or like tabbed this year, and for that one, it's the first one I did because I did The Shadows Between Us after that, but I had like spicy scenes was in orange to match the cover, and then I did
Good
like
idea.
moments like quotes I liked. I did mental health moments because that was obviously a big thing in the book was mental health.
Right.
And then I did like fighting scenes, and
Mm-hmm.
then I did bad bitch scenes, and then I
Period.
did dumb bitch moments. And
I love that.
you already know there was a bunch of them in the book, and so
Mhm.
I had to use a bunch of my dumb bitch moments when they were like, "Oh, it's just sex," and you're just like,
It's not.
is it? Huh.
"You
That's
dumb."
Couples love each other.
that's my favorite trope too. It's just like, oh, it's just pretend. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah,
Like,
lie.
especially in A Kingdom of Flesh and Fire, like it's just
Oh,
pretend. It's just
shut
pretend.
up. It was just like,
Yeah.
yeah,
No,
so
no, it's not.
literally.
It's not.
It's like
Getting
a
at the
stop lying
bone,
to yourself,
at
honey.
the book.
Yeah, like I see how you guys look at one another.
No, that is not it. Like even Kieran is over there, just like
He's just like, I love him. Like
love
like
him.
he's just like sleepy and he's just like tired. I love him so much.
I love the memes of like, like the wolf kind of just sitting there and just kind of like, having
Yeah, like the
days.
third wheel.
Yeah,
Like
and then he's just sitting with his paws like this. I'm just like, I
it's
love
so
him.
cute though. I love it.
Good. Okay, so I think we're gonna end up wrapping up this episode.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's been a long one.
it's
The sun has set. If you guys have
Yeah.
watched this whole episode, my sun has completely set. That means the
My
sun
son has been gone for a
yeah,
while.
sun has been
like,
gone for a while.
Yeah.
Here we go.
But kind of like to wrap it up, before we wrap it up, there's one question I did want to ask you from one of your followers, Nadira. She
Mhm.
asked, have you ever thought about being a writer? Because you do read a bunch. Have you ever thought about being a writer?
I
Or-
mean, like that lifestyle would be super cool if I like had the skills. But like if you read my essays from high school, you would be like, can she even read? So like I think it's so cool, like all these book talkers, people in the community also have like like the talent to write and make stories. I just
Yeah.
don't have that talent. So if I had that talent, those skills,
Mhm.
like a brain that could just like make up a bunch of worlds and like everything and characters and everything, I would. It would
It's
it would
hard.
be so cool. Yeah, it is hard. It is super hard because like I don't know, like in high school, like that wasn't my strong suit. Like in school in general. Um, so yeah, no, it's not like my career path. It's not what I'm looking for. Or uh, I just I wish like that.
Yeah.
It's kind of like one of those like dream jobs. Like I would love to be an author with like $1 million and like everybody reads my books and that would be so cool. But I just like I wouldn't know what to write about, and it would probably be very shitty. Like it would not be good.
You could write smut.
Yeah, oh yeah, I'll do that.
I mean, like for like romance, like smutty romance, like 300-page books, like it's not really about the plot. I'm sorry.
yeah.
Like
Mm-mm.
I read the Off-Campus series and the Briary U series and the
Yeah.
Fulton U series, and I'm on the Rittenhouse King series right now. And I am not reading it for the plot, I tell you. I am not. I'm reading it for the
No.
blush. The
Exactly. Sometimes you just need to read these books, you know what
yeah,
I mean?
it's a
Like
cleanser. It's a palate cleanser.
exactly.
sure.
That's yeah, like you read this great book that's like extraordinary, New York Times bestseller, blah blah blah, like literature, like genius, and then you read these like smutty novels, but like it's a good balance.
It's a good balance.
Especially
You
when
need
you read 12 of them in a week.
Yeah, they're so
Yeah.
addictive. Yeah, so
They are.
addictive.
I had to read I had to read them because my first book, my first TikTok about the not my first book, my first TikTok about like the books that made me blush blew up, and I was like, fuck, people are wanting more, and I'm like, well, I have to
Yeah.
read them now actually. And so
Yeah.
now I like still love YA, but I just haven't read YA in like since
Mhm.
Wow.
In a while. No, the same.
Hunt the
I
Flame.
yeah. Yeah.
And now people are like, oh, read this series and tell me what you think about it. And I'm like, I just read like a Den of Vipers-esque book, but it was better. And I'm gonna be putting
Okay.
up my review.
Okay.
Like it was still
Go ahead.
cringe, but that's how like harem books are
Yeah,
very
they're
cringe.
very like
Yeah.
But it was
I don't know if I like reverse harem books. They're kind
yeah. Like
I
I've read Den of Vipers and I just know it's not for me.
I
There's like a limit for
It was
me.
literally
Yeah.
almost the exact same as Den of Vipers, but it's a series. So it was like 300
Uh-huh.
pages, and it just was like it had a better plot
Yeah.
than there was actual plot.
Yeah, like
There was an
Den of Vipers
actual
does
plot.
not have a plot. No,
And
no,
there
no.
wasn't as much smut in it as you would think. Because it
Yeah,
was
because like you'd
was
think
it
like
as graphic as it?
no, oh no. It was like very like a regular smutty book. Like yeah, the guys they're called the Reapers instead of the
Uh-huh.
Vipers. They're called the Reapers, but not even nearly like the like Diesel.
Not dark.
Diesel,
Dark.
Not like the crazy, like the blood
not
fight, knife
so there's
fight,
like a
none of that.
character who's like equivalent to Diesel, but
Uh-huh.
he's not as crazy as Diesel.
Yeah, no, Diesel, like he scared me. Some people are like, he's my favorite character.
Yeah, and I'm like, I thought I had daddy issues.
yeah, like literally, like Kenzo was like, they're all like, you know, not normal, but he was the least
He was the most
crazy,
normal,
like, yeah,
but
even though,
not
like,
normal.
even though like this book is like hella toxic and I hated it, like every bit of me hated that book. It was I'm sitting here trying to find anything that I enjoyed from the book, and there's absolutely nothing. Like it had so much smut that it got boring, which made it really
Yeah, I
bad.
feel that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Grace has no idea what we're talking about, but she never wants to read it, so it's
I
okay.
never want to read it.
I mean, I
Yeah,
spoiled it
don't
for
read.
her.
You're not missing out. You're really not. Even though like a lot of people talk about it on book.
It's
Yeah.
a lot of, and I notice there's a lot of younger people that talk about it.
Yeah, and I hate
Years.
that because like like I read it. I was like last year, like when I was 19.
Yeah.
But why are kids reading it? Why? And that's
Yeah.
why I don't talk about it anymore because
And at a certain point, like books with like so much smut, it gets to the point where like it's just like okay, like
You start
yeah,
becoming desensitized. You start to
Yeah.
desensitize kids at a young age, which is something that you should.
Yeah.
There's a difference between like desensitization and like education,
Right.
which I think is very important. Like kids are like, oh, I'm mature enough. I've read mature books, and I'm like, when I was 15, I know I even 16, I was not as mature as I am now, and I will not be as mature as I am now as I am in 5 years. I will be way more
Exactly.
mature, and like there are some people like who know, they're like, I don't want to read those books right now. Like I want to read at my age level, and I wish I had
Yeah.
read at my age level when I was younger, so that I was actually like I didn't have to play catch up now. So I
Yeah.
feel like I'm having to play catch up.
Yeah, like I pretty much read books in which like they were at my age level because like then I can imagine myself as a character. So that's why like right now reading a lot of like NA books, like that's why I enjoy like For Blood and Ash a lot because like I see myself in a lot of these characters and like I feel like I'm like growing with them and everything. So like, you know, as you grow, you're reading, like I will always love YA no matter what. Like
Yeah.
YA is for everyone. You know, there's no like limit to YA like age level. Um but yeah, like, you know, as you grow and as your reading matures, it's like more enjoyable reading books that have characters that are your age.
Yeah.
Connect more with them, and you're able
Yeah.
to, like, their thought process is more
Mm-hmm.
relatable to you. Like,
Yeah.
it's really hard reading a YA book where the character is like 15, 16. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
can't do that anymore.
Me
I
neither.
need I need to move on. Like, I can read a book where the character is maybe like 12, 13, but
Yeah.
then I'm distant enough to where I'm able to see like that's a child. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
like almost right there and like reading them having like romantic feelings for somebody, and then like, and I'm just like,
Oh, did y'all freeze?
is,
Yeah.
and so you have to kind of like understand, like, as like I'm on like the higher end of like, an actual adult, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's harder for me to read books of like people who are 15, 16. That's why I get happier when I see books where the character is at least 17 or 18.
Yeah. I like
Like
that
Beyond the
age. Yeah.
Flame, Beyond the Flame, um, um, she's 18. And so I'm just like, yes, okay, it's not that
Yeah.
young to where I'm like, and certain books, they have characters with very mature age ratings, like they think way beyond 15 years old. But like
Right.
other books is like it's just very
Mm-hmm.
and it's just not there.
Exactly. And I hate when like people will complain about these books that are meant for like 15, 16-year olds and stuff, and like they have like these characters and they're super young and they complain about it. I'm just like, well, what were you doing when you were 15 and 16?
Mhm.
Like you can, it's YA and you shouldn't be expecting like much from it, especially like
Mature
if it's like
themes.
mature things. Yes, we know. Or like decision making and stuff like that.
Yeah, they are meant to make mistakes, and they're main
Yeah.
mistakes that
They're
you,
children. They're literally
yeah,
children. Don't expect a lot
you
from
gotta
them.
Yeah.
understand what you're reading.
I noticed that when like people talk about like characters, especially YA books, they're like, "Oh, they're so stupid making all these decisions." I was like, "I was stupid at that age. I made a
Yeah. You're
decisions that I
telling me you were
regret."
perfect? Like
Yeah, like
Hey, that
it's
was not us.
mm-mm,
15-year-old me could never
like
never.
be up here with
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, and also like some of these like characters are like saving the world, like conquering like, you know,
Yeah.
A, B, and C. They're like,
What were
you
you?
know,
Were you passing English? Were you? Were you
were
passing?
you? Were you? I don't think so.
no, but like
No.
5 years ago, I was 15, which I'm like thinking like 5 years ago, Grace was almost 20, and I was like thinking about that now is so weird that like Grace and I are like
Yeah,
best friends now, but like 5 years ago, imagine.
that is. Yeah, I just like cringe when I think of my 15-year-old self.
Oh, I thought I was the shit when I was
I
15.
was so entitled.
My Bermuda shorts and my Razorback tank tops, I thought I was the shit.
Yeah.
I
Mm-mm.
thought I was peaking at 15. So
Yeah.
my
Like
15-year-old self was pretty cool. I liked them. Not smart, but I liked it.
yeah, they were cool, I
Peak of
guess.
2010.
Look,
Wait,
Maggie.
oh my gosh, it's that long
Maggie,
ago.
back off me, okay?
Just
You're coming
attacking
at
each other.
I'm
I
just,
was 15 in 2010. Okay.
I was
That was 10 years
10.
ago, okay? It was 10 years ago. Sit back up. It was a different time.
It's
I
a
was
different atmosphere.
10 years old.
Yeah, you
me
were.
too.
Yeah.
That,
That's
Everybody was. Mostly everybody was.
that
The
doesn't
only
feel
people who
real.
were like in high
Mhm.
school with me were like Sam, literary Libra, and Maggie from that age group is my age group. I don't know what I'm hanging around with you guys. I don't know.
Yeah, no, book
I'm
talk.
kidding.
Book
I
talk
love
is like that, where you have like the really young creators,
uh-huh.
but then you have like also the older creators as well, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I love
Like the
that
Gen
stuff.
Z, the millennials and everything, and then
Yeah.
I'm in
even
between.
older.
I'm right
Yeah.
with you guys.
Yeah.
I can sit down and sip a cup of wine, but also like talk about all the other little stuff.
Yeah. Sometimes I try to like move myself into the like the adult
Yeah.
book book talk section sub community. Like let me in. Let me in.
You make a TikTok about that? I think you did.
Not me. I know exactly the TikTok that you're talking about.
Okay.
Like, trying to get into the adult side of like the book talk community. Like, let me in. And that is so me.
That side over there, it's chill. It's just like, you read because you want to read. It's
Yeah.
honestly so much less drama on that side of the bridge.
Yeah.
That's why I like that I'm there, but I'm also like keeping an ear out for the other stuff. But then
Yeah,
also,
like I'm all here for
if I want to
important.
dip, I can dip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Maggie's just making fun of me right now, okay?
Oh no.
Fine. Anyways.
I didn't say I was making fun of you. I
I
wasn't
can,
laughing at you. I was laughing with you.
With you.
I can tell in your eyes. I saw it, okay? I know you too well.
Oh.
Anyways.
We've only known each other for like 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
No,
You No? Longer?
8.
8 months?
8 months. We've been
That's
friends for
really
only 8 months.
Yeah.
That's weird to think about.
I know. It
Yeah,
feels like I've
it
known
is.
you forever.
That's because we talk every single day. We literally talk every single day.
Yeah, that's like me with like Melissa. Like I talk to her every single
Yeah.
day, but like we met through this community.
Yeah.
And which is also like really cool. Like,
Oh,
if we weren't in the middle of a pancake, I'd be visiting all of you guys.
Yeah,
for sure.
like I
We'd
think
meet
about
in the middle. That was our plan, right? We'd meet in the
In the
middle.
middle.
We said that we were going to meet at my house because I got the house now. And then we would come and we would eat.
That would be so cool. That is such a
And I
dream.
think Melissa said that she was going to cook the dessert and I was gonna handle dinner. And then we were going to
I'll
talk
handle
about
drinks.
I
and
don't know what I can provide because I can't cook. I can't. Sorry, my
you
sister walked in. Go away.
just you were just there to supervise.
Yeah. That's me.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Supervision. Because clearly Maggie, I, and Melissa, we need it.
Just imagine the chaos that would happen if like us four and then like Celine came, like
Oh my gosh.
the amount of
Yes.
chaos.
So a while ago, like a couple months ago, I heard that Book Talk was gonna create their own hype house.
Yeah, what happened to that?
I don't know. Like, I'm in this group chat with a couple other book talkers, and they were talking about like collabing and stuff. And apparently, there was a book talk hype house. Like, it was an account, not like an actual house. Um, and I remember like in the group chat, they were talking about it and like how like if we weren't in obviously this pandemic, that maybe we'd have like a big company like Penguin Teen like sponsor it, because like before it would be like BookCon and stuff like that would fly out all the like the influencers and stuff, and I'm like that would be cool, but like like who would fund it is like the question.
I mean, they have a book talk hype house, but it only has
Yeah,
95 followers.
I came across that like profile. I'm just like, I don't know what that is. I don't think they even post on there. Like it's
They
like it's
don't
not
know.
even a thing anymore.
I mean, might as well keep it in case somebody does decide to have that. They can sell it to them.
Right.
I mean, I'm down to do it.
Yeah,
But to
like
actually do it for us, like that would be so dope. And can you imagine how we would like everybody would have their own mini libraries in their room, right? But then we would have one collective one. Like you wouldn't need a dining room because like who actually eats in the dining room? You would have that just be like the big library for the whole house.
yes,
And
I
then
would
like
love that.
comfy chairs everywhere, blankets, snuggles, candles. I can picture it now. Do we need
Yeah.
a designer? Because I'm there for you. Just hit me up and
I
I'm there.
picture like a smut room, like so it's like a room that
A red
okay,
room?
a red room. That's what I was thinking. Like a red, like black walls, red LEDs. So you just go in there and you can read
Yes,
smut the
I'll
whole
be in
time.
that room. I'll be in that room. Like,
Hey, I took interior design in high school. I can definitely do it.
We're ready.
period. We
The
got you right
red room
here.
for readers.
We're gonna make
Yeah, that would be so cool. Like each room would be like a genre. That would be
food.
That would be really cool.
And then
imagine like,
have
designing it too. Like you just walk in and it's like fancy.
and then
Like,
like if you want like the cottage core fantasy, there's like
uh-huh.
greenhouse like breakfast nook outside, and it's like with those green vines that
I would love that. I would absolutely love
We're
that.
getting way too far ahead of
We're
ourselves.
like envisioning all this. That's probably never gonna happen.
out there daydreaming, working in full overtime right now. What it is. That would be dope though. It would be
It
really
would. It would be really cool.
Penguin Teen, if you're listening to this, we're giving you a lot.
Yeah, or anyone, literally.
Anyone, any
Yeah.
millionaires out there who just want to give us their mansions that is up in the mountains that looks
Mhm.
Any sugar daddies that want to sponsor us?
Yep, Maggie,
We'll all
you
be
know it.
18 plus.
Mhm.
let us
Yes.
know.
I feel like those hype houses with like younger kids, I think that's really weird.
I think that's super strange,
Like
especially
it's
like
really strange. Like even
yeah.
like fresh 18, I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
you gotta live a little before we start
Yeah.
living.
Yeah, I've
in a
seen
house.
ones in which like there's like babies, like toddlers and stuff. I'm just like, what is this?
This is not it.
It's not daycare.
Yeah, like where's their parent? Where are they?
Obviously siphoning money off of them.
Yeah. Yeah, that child doesn't even know what's going on. But they have millions of followers.
Doesn't know what that is. Doesn't know why that matters.
It's just because they got a cute face and they're adorable and they're
I guess.
cute. And
I mean,
yes.
I'm adorable too. We are
Yeah.
adorable too. Where's our
Yeah,
check?
I'm adorable. Give me a house.
Yeah, where's my these bags are just the lighting. That's all it is. It's not like me actually
Yeah.
being this tired. I look very much more younger than what I'm actually. Yeah.
No.
Anyway.
I definitely like am going. So for my 21st birthday, my dad was like, "We're going to Las Vegas for your 21st birthday." Like, because I go to Texas Roadhouse every year for my birthday. It's like a tradition for the last 5 years. I've been going there, and so he said for my 21st birthday, we're breaking that tradition and going to Vegas. So I'm gonna see Grace in LA. I'm going to LA for a day or something. I don't
That
know.
would be the coolest thing. Like, I love that. You guys just like making videos together or something,
But
or
like,
like meeting each other.
never met in person before.
Yeah, I
Never met each
know.
other in person.
Yeah.
When
I
this year's over, this year that never seems to end with this whole thing.
exactly.
I mean, I'll be fully vaccinated in 3 weeks, so
Yeah, my friend like Lila, they're like at the sequel that no one ever wanted on Book Talk. They live like 50 minutes away from me, and I didn't know that until like, um, they mentioned that like, oh, I live in Illinois. I'm like, what part? And they're like, oh, outside Chicago, and I'm like, me too. And then they're like, where do you live? And I'm like, I live in, I'm not gonna say the town that I live in, but like I live here and they live there. And we're like, oh my gosh, we could meet up like in the city. That would be the coolest thing ever. And they're almost like fully vaccinated. So like it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
yeah. Oh, well, like Krispy Kreme said that you can get a free donut every single day if you're vaccinated. If you show your vaccination card, you get a free Krispy Kreme donut every single day for the rest of 2021.
I like that.
that's where I'm going right after I get my last shot.
Period, as you should.
Because like I'd have to drive like 20 minutes off campus to go like I don't care that people know I live in Omaha. That's where I go to school.
Yeah.
People already know I go to Creighton, but that's why I'm gonna go Krispy Kreme. So
Yeah, I don't know if like there's a lot of Dunkin' Donuts around. There's so many Dunkin' Donuts. I don't think there's like Krispy Kreme in like a 30-mile radius around me. I don't know. I used to live in Memphis, Tennessee, and there was Krispy Kremes pretty close.
it's definitely a
Um,
southern thing. Is Krispy Kreme?
yeah, I
It's a
miss like
southern
the
thing.
southern restaurants when I used to live in the South.
I'm from the South, so I'm from Texas. So like,
Yeah, Zaxby's. Oh, I miss Zaxby's.
I've never been to Zaxby's, but
I
my
love
friend who
Zaxby's.
lives in Kentucky, she's like, Zaxby's is so good, and I'm like, what's Zaxby's? I know what Cane's is, and she's like,
We just got a Cane's here. Like Cane's, it's like mostly like a southern thing, but like they just opened a few restaurants up here.
yeah, it's good. Their
It
bread,
is good.
mm,
Yes, like
Not a
Zaxby's has
huge-
like Texas toast. It's just so buttery, so crispy. It's so good.
so good. What were you gonna say, Grace?
I have a Cane's now where I'm moving. That's the
But-
Ooh.
that's the only thing I have. But there's always a huge line, so it's like
See, that's how it was for In-N-Out when Dallas got like
Yeah.
2 In-N-Out burgers. For literally the entire like first year, there was like a 2-hour wait. So I never had In-N-Out, and
I've never had In-N-Out. There's not a single In-N-Out around me.
yeah,
I know it's mostly like
it's a California thing.
California.
it's a because it's the location wise, they have to have it like be a
Yeah.
certain distance away.
They
Mm.
do. It's pretty insane. It's so cool. I love In-N-Out so much. Like my brother, he's like, you have it. That it's your thing. It's California's thing.
Yeah.
But my cousin who moved to Texas a long time ago, she misses In-N-Out so much, and they put an In-N-Out in San Antonio because she lives there, and she's just like, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Aw.
If you don't have like you can have an In-N-Out anywhere in the US, like, but it's not gonna be the same as one in California. And the same with like I'm guessing like Shake Shack or like any other food place.
Yeah.
You know, it is what it is. But like I tried Whataburger out there and I was like, it's not it. And it's just you like the thing that you're from. So
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Whataburger.
makes sense.
I grew up on Whataburger, but
I've
like
never had Whataburger.
that's
Porches
okay.
Tacos is like a thing from like Austin, Texas, and we finally got it in Kansas City, and it's
Uh-huh.
I'm going this weekend, and then I'm bringing my roommate and my friend back a taco because we like it so much.
Why are you making me hungry now?
Yeah, now my stomach's growling. Like
Now I want to go eat.
yeah, like Chicago's known for like the deep dish pizza, and I'm not really
yeah.
the biggest fan of deep dish pizza. So like any of like the chain restaurants that are like exclusive to like the Chicago area, it's like Giordano's, which I think that's how you pronounce it, but they're known for like their incredible deep dish pizza, which I'm not even a big fan of. I like New York style pizza.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
I do.
I
I
love
like
that.
New York style is
Yeah.
I'm a pizza person. I don't like deep dish though.
Me neither. It's like eating soup. I don't like it.
It's not it.
How did we get to pizza?
How did we get to
Oh,
restaurants?
Yeah, I mean, do we want to go into another food place? Because we can keep going, but I do want to eat.
Yes.
I
So
think we're gonna have to actually end the podcast, even though
We're
we started end like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I remember
tried,
Grace being like, we're gonna wrap it up," and then it's just like us talking and talking and talking.
My last question, really.
Yeah.
It's always me with my last question.
like we said, we like these guest episodes to feel like we're just hanging out, we're chilling. and
Yeah, like I
maybe-
forgot that we're recording. Like
Yeah.
it's literally like having a natural conversation.
Yeah.
literally. Because when
Mhm.
you're with friends, when don't you start talking about food?
Exactly. Yeah.
Or all getting together.
Mm-hmm.
Like-
yeah,
We plan on it.
we plan on it. Will it happen? But we're gonna talk about it as if
Yeah, we're
gonna
gonna imagine it.
itinerary down to like the minute.
Exactly.
Will it happen? We don't.
But we can think about it. We can plan every single detail. We
We'll,
can
we'll start a
assign
Google
roles.
Drive and put up sketches for the TikTok, the Book Talk Hype House.
Yeah.
Called, though, what would it be called?
The book talk. I don't know, cause like I remember that like sometimes I ignore the group chat, but they were talking about like collaborating, and I guess you can do that, like at your at home, like collaborate, make videos together. And I know a lot of book talkers do that, especially like people that are in like the Avatar fandom and stuff, and they do cosplays. They make a lot of collaboration videos,
Yeah.
and they were talking like we should do that too with one another. And like I mean I don't have any ideas for like what we all could do, but it's definitely like it's cool. I would be down to do something like that.
It would be dope. Honestly.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
guys
it
were
would.
like keeping up with the book talkers kind of.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
keeping up with the book talkers, or yeah,
something like that. That would
something
be
like
dope.
that. Yeah, that would be cool.
Well, I'm gonna end it here now before we continue.
Yeah, because we can keep going. We can keep.
So thank you, Eamon, for joining us today.
You're
on the podcast.
welcome. Thank you
We've
for
been waiting
having me.
for this to happen.
I'm telling you, I manifested this. Like by thinking about it, by watching every episode, like I'm here because I put myself here.
All you. It was all you.
Yeah, thank you for your hard work. Like
Well, yes, again, thank you so much for coming on.
And thank you to all of your followers that submitted
Yes.
questions.
oh yes, shout out to all of you guys. Like that's like so cool. I know we didn't get through like every question, but like still it's just like very cool.
It would
Love
have taken us like 4 hours, honestly. to get
Yeah,
through every
there's like
question.
so many questions. I didn't think anybody would like ask a question or anything.
Hey, that just means that we have to have you back.
Yeah, I guess.
I'm already
This is
planning
so
out
fun.
to August, so we have opening.
We got you.
I'm available. I'm telling you, like.
Have you read Wings of Ebony?
Yes, I have. Yeah, I was.
Because that's one
Yeah,
of our books coming up. So
I love Wings of Ebony. Have
You
you guys read
did?
Legendborn?
Oh
Well,
no.
well, a lot of people compare the two. So like, I'm like, if you like Legendborn, you like this.
I
but
have the arc
love
for it.
Legendborn. It's
Yeah.
so good.
I
When
have
you got
I got
when
it
you
from
guys meet Selvin Kane, he's the classic dark hair, light eyes, hates everyone but her, brooding, like an asshole. He is very, very nice.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Yes.
That in there right now.
Yeah.
For sure. But yeah, this was fun.
Yeah,
This was fun. I had so much
Yes.
fun.
Next time we'll have you and Melissa on together.
Yes.
So
That oh my
well,
gosh, the episode would be like 4 hours long, but I definitely would be here for it. Yes.
literally.
We would have so much fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
it would be amazing. It would be
Yeah.
chaotic but amazing. We'd talk
Yeah,
about so much stuff.
literally.
We'd get all the tea too.
All the tea.
Yeah, I'm here for all the tea.
Always.
Last time
I got
was
a lot.
leader tea.
Got some tea?
Yes.
Well, I'm
Yes,
gonna
we
end
do.
it here because we need to end. So thank you
Yeah.
everybody for listening. If you've made it this far, if you've made it this far, tell us what your favorite place to eat is.
Oh yes.
Ooh, yeah.
Because
that's a
only
good
people
one.
who have finished this far know what their
They
tell
would
us what their
know.
favorite place to eat is.
Yeah. And also, just a reminder, we will not be posting an episode for next week because we are going to be taking a break because we need it after all that Akosef run. So,
Well deserved.
if you haven't listened to all the Akosef parts by then, you could just listen to one of those for sure. But yeah, comment your food place down below and make sure to listen to all of our other episodes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Have a good evening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.